Hey you guys, it's Jess. I am here in San Francisco at my house. I'm actually out on my deck today trying to get some fresh air while we're all quarantined at home, doing our part to not spread the coronavirus any further. So I'm here at home on my deck. I'll show you guys what it looks like. So here's my deck here in San Francisco. You can see my little kitty friend Mimi too. She likes to be the star of the show. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about how to be efficient and optimize your time and get the best results when you're working from home. So I've been working from home for a while now, and even with that, it's still something that I'm trying to perfect, something that I'm trying to improve upon. But I wanted to share some of my tips and tricks for those of you who aren't used to working at home and are doing that now while we're all in quarantine. So, first thing on my list, this sounds so simple, but making my bed in the morning. It helps so much to make my bed and just feel like my space is ready for daytime. If you leave your bed a mess, that's so like nighttime sleeping. It feels disorganized and crazy. So even something as small as getting up and making my bed, putting like my decorative pillows back in place, has been really helpful in making me feel composed and making me feel like, okay, now it's time to be productive. So that's my first tip, is make your bed. um, Second tip that I've been doing, also kind of around sleeping, is that I have, for the last couple weeks, been really committed to going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, because this was definitely an issue for me before. I would go to sleep at all sorts of different times, I would wake up at all sorts of different times, and one of my major issues with waking up at different times was that if it happened to be a day where I would sleep in, and for me, sleeping in would be like sleeping till 9 or 10. If I woke up late like that, I already felt like I was so behind on the whole day, because I'm a morning person, right? I'm used to getting things done during the day or during the morning. And so it would already start that story in my head of like, you're behind, you haven't accomplished anything, what are you doing with your life? All of those stories would start spinning, and none of those set me up for success. And so it was really helpful for me to start waking up consistently at the same time every day. So right now, the bedtime wake up schedule that I'm on is going to bed at 1 in the morning and waking up at 8:30 in the morning. And you guys can adjust that to, whatever times work best for you. But creating some consistency has really, really helped me in that department. And along with that, the other piece that has really helped me has being really intentional about when I'm working and when I'm not working. Because when you work from home, it is so easy to just be working all the time, right? Like I'm always working on something and it never ends because you're not going anywhere, you're just at home, and there's always more that can be done. I think we all know that in a lot of our careers, just a never-ending to-do list. And so what has been really supportive for me, and this was actually something that my therapist helped me to implement, is creating working hours. So I don't start working now until 10 o'clock in the morning. So I get up at 8:30 in the morning, and then I don't start my workday until 10 a.m. And the benefit that this has for me is that I have an hour and a half in the morning to myself to kind of get grounded and just be with myself and take care of myself first thing in the morning to set myself up for success the rest of the day. And it also prevents me from getting into that spinning story in my mind of like, oh my God, you're so behind, you haven't done anything yet today. It's like if I have the expectation that I won't begin work until 10 a.m., when I wake up at 8:30, I'm like, oh, I'm ahead of schedule. Oh, I'm doing great today. And that type of mentality is going to help us get more done and achieve more. The more that we can be internally supporting ourselves and internally promoting ourselves, the more productive and successful we're going to be. It works so much better than like beating yourself up all the time. And I know that a lot of us do that. Big problem for so many people. So having work boundaries has been really, really helpful for me. And then, oh yeah, the other one that I'm implementing right now is not being on my phone for the first 30 minutes of my day. This is something that my good friend Kelsey Lowe has implemented in her life and that she teaches to her people. She is a self-love and women's empowerment coach, and she really inspired me to do it for myself. So I've been really trying to commit to not being on my phone the first 30 minutes of my day, which has proven to be slightly difficult, I will admit. But it's good for me to connect with myself, right? To start off with in the morning. And so what I've been doing instead of being on my phone in the morning, I actually have been going through kind of like a focus and gratitude practice. So I've been writing down one thing that I will let go of this day, today. I've been writing down like 5 or 6 things that I'm grateful for. And then I've been writing down 3 things that I want to focus on today. And so I'll write it all out, and then I'll go back and I'll read through it. And especially the pieces, the gratitude pieces, I'll really feel into that, right? Feeling the gratitude for those things in my life. And that just shifts you into a good space for the morning, right? Just being thankful for things. Gratitude is that big shifter for us. And so I've been spending my mornings doing that instead of, scrolling through Instagram and like all sorts of other stupid stuff on my phone. And that's been really supportive too in getting me off on the right foot. So I would love to know how working from home is going for you guys. If you have any suggestions, any questions, any comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will be sure to get back to you. I'll talk to you soon.